Hello friends, welcome back to the tutorial of Codesys scripting and automating Codesys using different ways. So in this particular tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how we can utilize Windows command line to automate or to run our Codesys scripts. So in the last video, which you can find in the link description above, I talked about how we can utilize it using IDE. So these are the different options which we can explore. So as I discussed in the last video also. So through system, projects, online library manager, device repository. So let's see how exactly we can utilize the command line to automate the Codesys part and streamline our work. So let's walk into it. So the best place to find any of the documentation is to go into the Codesys help me, and there Codesys has defined, or they have described all of their documentation regarding Codesys scripting. Okay, so we can go and then we can check the starting scripts from the command line. Now when we go into the command line documentation, there it gives a perspective and gives details how exactly we can pass argument, how additional information we can put into the script, and how we can utilize this Python scripts to pass and run the scripting part. Okay, so in order to utilize the command line, they have given an example which we can use. So every section in this example has meaning. So like if you see, it starts with the program files to the Codesys exe and then checking the profiles. Okay, so if you see this one, the first line which is mentioning is the exe, because as we are running it from the command line, so we need to know exactly for which version of the Codesys we need to run it, because it has two options where we can utilize it with no UI, means we don't need any IDE to start and run the script. Another is with the UI. Okay, so I will give those details going forward, how exactly we can use it. So let me just open. So the first thing which is talking about the exe, so the installation folder which we have, correct, there we can find all those details. So I will give you here. So let me go to the installation folder in the PC. So mostly right now we install it in the program files. Okay, so these are the different versions which I have installed. So which version I want to use, so for that the exe details has to be given. Okay, so for example, if I want to utilize the exe of 19.6, then I will go into 19.6. I will go to the Codesys folder, and there we can find the exe file. Okay, so let me go into the common folder, because it will be inside the. So this we can find here the codesys.exe, and yeah, so this is what we are referring into the command line. Okay, so which exe, which version exe we have to use. So this is what exactly it is talking about here. So first is the path of the exe. So wherever you have installed your Codesys, maybe in the program files or program 86, or if any folder. Okay, so you need to find the Codesys.exe path. Second one is the profile. So what does profile means? So profile is actually which profile you want to use to run. So mostly when we are running the exe of certain version, then we choose especially the same profile. Okay, but right now if you see, the Codesys is coming with different patches. So my exe is 16.0, and we can find inside that the profile details is what exactly it is. So I'm giving here like 3.5.sp19 patch 6. So where exactly it will go. Okay, and then the script path. The third one is the script path. Which script we have to run, what is the path of that. So that thing which we need to mention in the command line. Okay, so these are the three mandatory items which we need to fill to run over the command line. Okay, after that no UI is there, means I want to run without UI, and if you will not give this particular thing no UI, then it will open the Codesys and then it will run that particular script. Okay, so that exactly what it means. So in this way means we can create a batch file utilizing this command, and then we can run that batch file. Okay, so first let me walk you through the profile, how exactly you can find this particular profile. So we again need to go to the folder. So let me go there into the C drive. So program files or wherever you have installed, go into this particular folder, correct? So these are the different folders. So if you go to any folder inside the Codesys, you will find a folder called profiles. So informational, lot of profile details will be given, but we don't have to go and get our head dig into that. We can get this profile detail just outside. So this is for the different version apart from what we have installed. Okay, so we can get this many profiles it is supporting. So if I go back as we were using 19.6, so if I go here in the Codesys and the profiles, so here you can see that we have a profile detail. So that profile name we will copy and we will paste into the command line. So this is what exactly the profile we will use. So this can be done from getting into the profile folder. So let me copy this all the commands into one file. So I have already created this batch files to run these commands. Okay, so let me go to the folder and then yeah, from here, so these are the 3 different batch file which I have batch file which I have created, and let me then open the command line. So from here I will type the command and then we are into the command line. Okay, so the first one, let me go to the Codesys and the project which we have created. So we will open the project and add a few of the items. Okay, so like this is the project which is already created. Okay, and now for example we have to add device. So what we do, we go and click on the add device and then we start adding device one by one. So all these things actually are the manual events and it takes time, correct? So if I have to add n number of devices or multiple number of devices, then it will take actually time. Okay, so in order to minimize all those effort, that's where the scriptings will help. Okay, so let me just close it without saving. So we will not save, and then we will see. So now let me go back to the command line, and there I will just open the batch file which will actually open the project. So I have a batch file called batch object 2, open project 2. Okay, so this one, if I click enter, then you can see that it has no mention of UI. No UI is not there. So that is where, if you see, this is opening the first Codesys IDE, going into it, and then it will open the project, because the project name I have given which project it has to open the path, and then you can see that it is start adding all the objects, all the devices, whatever we want to do. Okay, so for example, for the CAN, as one of the guy asked me that they want to add multiple devices, so I was just doing this as an option, that how many devices we can add, and it can be added very easily. So like 400 devices, CAN devices, it is adding without any delay. So of course there will be delay but yeah, it is happening at a faster rate, correct? So the way we do it manually, so almost 400 devices it will add. We can configure all these devices and then apart from this, if you want to add any other devices like Profinet or Ethernet IP or any other devices, okay, it is into the same script. So as it will move forward, so now you can see that it is adding the Ethernet IP device, Profinet, and then inside that it is adding the IO modules and the Ethernet IP adapter. Okay, so see, all this configuration is done, all this device has been added. So in this way, so the first option which I shown is how we can use this script without no UI. When we are not giving no UI, then it is actually opening the UI or the IDE basically, and showing also we are able to visualize how exactly everything is getting added, and it is actually putting all those items into here. So it is added one Ethernet adapter, and then it is adding Ethernet IP adapter, and then its module, and also the IO module for the Profinet controller. So in this way it actually configures and add all those devices. Now let's see how exactly we can use it without UI. So in that case, it will not exactly open this Codesys IDE, and on the back end only it will do. So this is the script which actually it is running. Okay, so there is few things which also when we're writing the script, we need to also be cautious how exactly it will work. Okay, so I will show you two different options where we can do some mistakes and how exactly that can be corrected. So if you see, I have here 3 loops where I'm trying to add the different childs and the devices, correct? So let me again go. So now let me edit it. So if you see here, it was the open project 2 where I was not having any UI, so it is opening the UI. Now if I go back to another batch file which I will run, so let me go back. Yeah, but before going, let me show you what exactly it was doing. Okay, so you can see here that we have add, we have insert, so all are those different options, correct? So if you go to the PYI file of a script device object, there we can find different modules or different definitions, which is add. Okay, so add is to add those devices, and then insert. So even when you are doing it manually, you will see that some of the time you are adding a device, some of the time you are inserting the device. So based on that, you need to understand how exactly the code needs to be written. Okay, so now if you see here option, that here what I did is first I added the childs. Okay, and then again in the same another loop I am adding the child also, and then I'm adding the modules also. Okay, I'm trying to insert. So if I'm trying to do in this way, okay, so I will show you how exactly it behaves. So these are the two different programs which are written in the two different ways, and what exactly the output we will get with this. So open project 1 and open project. So let me go to the command line now, and let me run it. So okay, so it has completed the first one. So okay, let me close it, and I will go back to the same document folder. So here I have open project 1 batch and the open project. Okay, so let me again run the command line, command prompt basically. So here I will first run the open project 1, which is having a little wrong code. Okay, so now you can see it is with no UI, so you will not see any UI opening. Okay, so Codesys will not open, we will not be able to visualize anything. Okay, so nothing will happen. It will give us all the output on the console itself. So in the console you can see that it has created a task, it has some error on the Ethernet interface, it has created the task for adapter. Okay, so those details it will keep providing. Interface is not configured, okay, because right now it is not configuring, so all the information, and once it will complete the task. Okay, so we need to wait for some time. So let me skip all these things. So now we got message, the project is saved. And now if we go back to the Codesys IDE and open the project, so let me go and open the recent project which is test project, and when it get opened, we will see that some of the modules has been added. Okay, so now modules has been added, yes, that's correct, and the task also has been done. So for the CAN devices, all the modules has been added because it was written correctly. But for the Ethernet IP and Profinet, okay, so if I go back to Ethernet IP and Profinet in the Ethernet adapter, let's see about, so we can see only the devices have been added. The EIP Ethernet adapter and Profinet controller device is added. After that, no module for the Ethernet IP or no module for the Profinet. Why it happened? Because here what we were doing in the same loop, I was adding and I was not checking whether it has been added or not, and then I was inserting also, so it didn't find those modules and then it is not adding. So which we can correct if we first, actually how exactly manually we do, we first go and add. Once it get added, then only we insert that we need to click on that module and then we go and insert. So that is what exactly in the second code, if you see, it is first adding the device. So first Ethernet device and the CAN open device. Okay, in the second loop it is going and then adding the Ethernet IP adapter and Profinet device into the test, which is Ethernet IP Ethernet adapter, and inside that CAN it is adding the CAN devices, because inside CAN device we don't have anything further to go as a child, so we are good there. Now in the next loop what I'm doing is I'm getting the name of those modules, and with those names, if it is there, then I'm adding the device. Here we don't need actually this line, so that I will remove. And then in the next loop, I'm inserting the device into the Profinet controller. Okay, so 3 layers were there, so that is where I tried to optimize. But yeah, you can find maybe the better way to write this, and it is not like this is only the way. So this is one of the way to do the program. Okay, so in this way these two programs are a little different. Now let's go back, so I will just remove it so that we can run another script to see how exactly it is behaving and how exactly it is allowing me to add correctly or not. Okay, so let me go back to close this project, and then we will go to command line again, and then here I will run the open project.bat. Okay, this is also with no UI, so that was open project 1, this is open project only, so open project.py file and with no UI. Okay, so you will not see anything happening in the background on the Codesys IDE, and it will happen only in the backend. So everything it is doing. So could not open library. Okay, that is fine, could not be resolved. Now it is trying to add, but still interface is not configured. Yeah, because in this code I have not written to configure it, so it is giving that interface is not configured. So you will get all those items. Okay, so as on the console itself, same thing, task is added, information is there, so the logs which we get created in the message, correct, so all those things it will get shown here also. And then once it is done, then we can go and check it out. So let me skip this because it takes a little time, not much, but yeah. So if you see, yeah, it is done, not configured Profinet. It has added all the modules, IO cards also it is adding, so that is, so it has been added. Now we can go back to the Codesys IDE. Okay, and then we can open the project, and once project get open, then we can see it has done all its work. So here open the first device for the test, so which is Ethernet. Inside Ethernet we have the Profinet controller, we have Profinet device, and then we have the IO modules. Similarly, we have the Ethernet IP adapter and Ethernet IP module. So it has added all the devices correctly. And then if I go back to the CAN device, it has added all the CAN devices, all the 400 CAN devices. So you can add as many as per your project need. You can define the different structures, all those things you can do through the scripting. So that is the power. So let me show you another thing, which is something how exactly. So this was a created project over which we were trying to open and update. Okay, so if you want to create a new project itself, so let me go to the folder. So here this was the project which was created. Now you can see that there's no other project here, correct? So I have written a program for creating a new project with no UI. So let me just open that. So create project.bat. Okay, so when I click, so you can see that it is going and pointing it to the create project, and now you can see here that a project will get created here with test1. Okay, because that is what, so test1 project is created here. So in this way we can create also the project and add, so you can do everything using this script. So that is the power of the Codesys scripting. In the next video I will try to cover how we can utilize it with the help of toolbar. Till then, keep learning. Thank you. Thanks for watching. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.